The 2023 World Championship continues to deliver exciting chess as a confident Grandmaster Ding Liren won Game 4 on Thursday to leap the score against Jean Nepo. Ding pressure from the opening, and just as the position appeared to be heading towards equality, Nepo quickly played a blunder, knight to d4, allowing a pretty exchange sacrifice. After that, Ding's solid technique brought home the full point. Mike Allen made the ceremonial first move on behalf of Chessable with the on-brand b3. Unsurprisingly, Ding took his move back and instead opted for the English opening, despite losing against Nepo with his first move in the 2022 Canada's chess tournament. The position immediately deviated from their candidate game, and a reversed Rosso-Lemo setup was reached in a line which Nepo said he had not specifically expected. Over the next few moves, Nepo body language suggested he was trying to remember his lines, perhaps thinking all the way back to his 2021 World Championship preparation versus Magnus Carlsen. His quick ninth move, knight to f4, prompted commentators to speculate that he had mixed up his preparation as a result of similar looking lines, and this speculation was confirmed as accurate by Nepo in the press conference. Given that Ding's second Grandmaster Richard Trappert played an identical first 10 moves in 2023. It was assumed that Ding was still in his preparation well into the game, opting for the most accurate 11th move, castling over Rapper's 11th h4. However, after the game, Ding said that he had only been in his preparation up until ninth move, which is knight to f4. With a hefty time advantage, Ding was able to have a majority thing before 13th move bishop to d3 and still remain up on the clock, a situation not frequently seen in the matchup until now. As is so often the case, the big thing amiss according to the chess.com game analysis feature, and Nepo played the accurate response of third move of bishop to g4. But then it was time for Nepo to misstep with 14th move knight to a5, seeming to forget that a dash that knights on the rim are dim. Although not the most accurate move, it was still a human move. Making way for a c5 break, and either player found the best response of 15th move to queen to a5. Ding instead opted to play his own pawn to c5, sacrificing it on the way to establishing a strong pawn center. As Ding solidified his center, Nepo showed matured play by opting for the calm 18th move b6 in an uncomfortable position where commentators suggested that Nepo of old would have opted for the most aggressive but inferior 18th move of b5. After this move, Ding took over 15 minutes to decide on 19th move, which is h3, in a position where there were a lot of decent looking options for while. With such a complex position and multiple pawn breaks to calculate on each move, the pressure mounted for both players. Nepo started to burn through his time on his 20th move, which was understandable in a position where even the commentators struggled to find playable move for black. Despite the evolution bar giving white just a slight edge, commentators remarked that Ding had the best option he had achieved in the entire match. Sensing this, Deng began to spend more and more time finding the correct path forward, and his clock dipped below his opponent's for the first time in the game. Nepo's 23rd move f6, a move he dubbed an unnecessary post-game, allowed Ding to push e6 with the drawback that this allowed black's knight to maneuver itself back into the game via d6 square. Just as commentators started to discuss that white's pressure was starting to dissipate and that a draw might be where the game was headed, Nepo played the inaccurate move 25 knight to f5, and knight to n5 allowed Ding to focus on black's f4 pawn, and just as everyone was expecting Nepo to defend his pawn with 28th move g5, after which black is still very much in the game. But he blundered with 28th move, which is knight to d4. While game 2 had Nepo with the winning exchange sacrifice, this time it was Ding's turn for glory, and he captured the knight on d4 without hesitation. Speaking about the sacrifice, Ding said, "I saw that after c5 I have d6. So only do I win the pawn, but my knight will be strongly placed on d4." Nepo had completely missed the sacrifice, as he confirmed after the game. At this point, the position was as good as lost, but Nepo played on a further 18 moves, testing Ding's technique. Fortunately, have reached the time control. Ding had enough time to convert the game without difficulty, and he earned his opponent's handshake in a position where there was material equality on the board. A good reminder that material isn't everything. But before the previous rest day, it was Ding who needed the break to recover from a tough loss. Now it will be Napo who welcomes the break, saying that he will discussing with his team now to deal with the loss, but that this time is different. Dubai is a different story. In reference to his 2021 match against Magnus Carlsen, he will no doubt be continuing with his rest day routine of sleep, exercise, relaxation, and more preparation. Whatever Team Ding did on the first day has clearly worked, as his play and nerves have improved visibly in the games 3 and 4. In his own words, he is now fully focused on the match and he feels more comfortable both at the board and at the press conference. He has also moved back into the hotel and has visible support from his team. While he has been open about his emotions during press conferences, he was understandably not as forthcoming with information about his preparation and his seconds during the press conference. The match is still in its early stages, and if the first four rounds are anything to go by, there is a lot of exciting and unpredictable chess ahead.